Thank you, Wally. You're an inspiration, Wally. Thank you very much, really. Wally and I just felt, and we talked to Keith, that we would talk to you now. We're all still in shock about the national election, and so there's nothing to be said about that. We'll see where it goes from here, but obviously it seems like it's over. But I was reflecting on how sad it is that our educational system doesn't teach young people what tyranny is. And in that context, they don't teach young people what freedom is. Because you can't imagine that we could drift. And of course, the public schools have been teaching what they've been teaching for many decades. And we couldn't be where we are now. We couldn't be where we are now unless we had an increasingly ignorant population on the single issue of what does it mean to lose your freedom? What does tyranny look like? Because they are obviously looking at what's happening in Washington, D.C. and not seeing what we here see. And that is slowly but surely, in the way that Ronald Reagan talked about it and why we love him, the slow increasing size of statism of the federal government, the bureaucratic establishment, slowly slipping away. Our freedom is slowly slipping away. And the tragedy is that we apparently, based on this national vote, don't quite get that as a nation. And I have to tell you, forgive me, I'm here to talk about a local election. I will in a minute. But I have to tell you that I am so angry about the betrayal of the national networks to ignore a story like Benghazi for 2 months. You can't ignore a story like that for 2 months unless you're seriously and intentionally ignoring the story. You can't do it because, oh my gosh, I don't know, it just happened so quickly and we didn't realize what was. No, they know what's going on. And it speaks to the problem in this country. We simply don't get the truth through the mainstream national media. Thank God for Fox News, but only a smaller percentage of the country watches that. And so we have to understand it, look at this soberly, because in order to find hope in it, we need to first look at it as a hard reality. And that is that increasingly, we don't understand what tyranny is in this country. And so slowly we slip away. And now to the point of the local election. It took me living in New York to move to Los Angeles and realize New York wasn't America. And then it took me moving up to Josephine County to realize Los Angeles wasn't America. And I realized in moving here and living here for 22 years that there is still tremendous hope for the country because there's still a remnant, and a substantial remnant in this country. We're not talking a few million people. We're talking millions upon millions of people that do understand what losing your freedom is about and are standing against it the way Ronald Reagan stood against it. We are what Reagan called the new patriots. We are the ones that are waking up. Ronald Reagan warned us. He warned us that our spirit was back. This is a quote from his farewell address. Our spirit is back, but we haven't reinstitutionalized it. And that is the battle. The battle is we have institutions, including our national networks, that are determinedly confused. Be the word that I can think of. They are, the better word would be in rebellion. They're determinedly in rebellion from the principles that made this country great. And so all I would say, final few words, is that for all of you who worked on the campaign, we're not going to find out our results tomorrow morning. It's very close. The remaining ballots are apparently mostly in Cave Junction and Wolf Creek, and that bodes well for us. That's a good thing for us. But I just want to say that think of it this way, that who you are and what you represent as conservatives who are fighting in this county, that this county, as I say, is a model for what the left has done to the country. And we can be a model for taking it back. And if we can make that a national story, if we can take our country back, take our county back, and make it a national story, we can inspire other counties to do the same. And maybe in 4 years, we won't be looking at a nation that doesn't understand what tyranny is and therefore doesn't understand what freedom is and is slowly losing it. So really, you are the hope, and I appreciate all of you who stood with me and worked so hard for all these months. And I want to thank Peggy, Goodwin, and Bill Gina, our co-campaign managers, and all of you who worked so hard. All of you worked so hard because that work, if what I'm saying resonates with you at all, that if we can light the light of freedom, shine the light of freedom in this county and keep working to take this county back from the bureaucratic left, that maybe we can shine a light across the country. And that's something for us to hold on to. And I hope you do. I know I will. And we'll find out where we stand tomorrow morning. So thank you for everything. Thank you so much.